What is going on out there, horror fam? How is everyone doing this lovely evening?
Hi, everybody.
Oh, man. Uh-oh. Gotta mute that. Okay, good job.
I turned my ringer off and forgot to mute the video.
Yikes. Oh,
right,
my goodness.
I was chatting with everybody.
Hey, we gotta make sure our camera doesn't turn off. There we go. Don't turn off, guy.
Yep. Anyways, hi, everybody.
Who all do we have in the chat with us tonight?
Dude, we have JK, we have Brian Perry, we have Chad, we have Pinhead, we have SJM, we have John.
What? What's going on?
See?
What's up? What's up? Yeah, you have. You've been a busy bee. And I would like to apologize for yesterday, everyone, because the power went out at like 5 p.m. A massive tree came down.
Yep. Took
on the power lines, and when we lose power, we lose everything.
No internet.
No internet, no cell phone service. Nothing. We don't get cell phone service at our house.
Yeah, we don't get cell phone service here, so we rely entirely on internet. When the power goes out, we don't have internet. So
yeah. So even for phone calls, we have to use phone calls via Wi-Fi.
Yeah. All of our phone calling from the house is Wi-Fi calling.
Yeah.
But we're not the only ones who have been without power. Pinhead has been out.
Oh my goodness.
For days.
Oh my goodness.
It's been a while since we had days.
Yeah.
Not a while. Like May. Was it May?
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
It was May or early June. We were out for like 4 days.
There's a good rule that is universal no matter where you live in West Virginia, I think, and it is that you're going to have a power outage once a month, period.
True.
And right now, our freaking power company is lobbying for a
pay increase. What do they call
cost
it?
increase, a rate increase.
Rate increase, yeah.
A rate increase.
Yeah.
And that's just wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Because a lot of these power issues we have is because they don't trim the trees back from the lines.
Yeah. So I'd be interested in hearing if that happens to any of you out there who also deal with power outages and stuff. West Virginia is the most wooded state in the continental United States.
Mm-hmm.
The contiguous United States, right? So trees will fall on the power lines.
Yeah.
And they'll restore the power but leave the trees on the lines. Have you guys ever seen that before? Now, coming from California, I have never seen that before in my life. They would leave so you'll have these big dips in the power lines with trees laying on the power lines. I've never seen that before.
Yikes. Yikes, that's all you can say, man.
Yeah.
Yikes.
It's crazy.
So, horror fam, tonight, to get back on a little bit on track here, tonight we're going to be talking about this guy's personal paranormal experience, because the last couple of weeks I have been sharing your paranormal experiences, and there's been some damn good ones. Now, this podcast is not going to go how I wanted it to go, how I envisioned it to go, how I told the horror fam it was going to go. Because here's what happened. I had one person has work, and there's nothing you can do about that, and it just so happens that they go into work at 8:30 p.m. We host these at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
But I had another person tell me that they would love to be on the podcast sometime with me, and I was going to set this up, and they happen to be a personal...
Fidget toy is gone.
No, fidget toy is gone. They happen to be a personal witness for some of my paranormal experiences, and I was going to set them up for this podcast, and they backed out. They said that they don't ever want to be on the podcast because this interferes with their personal beliefs.
Yeah.
So, and that they believes that what I'm going to be talking tonight was not just ghosts, it was demons. That's very possible. I don't know. Don't know how that works. If demons are a based on belief kind of thing, whatever. But unfortunately, they are not going to be on the show. It's going to be me and Anna. But I was there, and I don't lie, so you can believe me. And Anna's been there for some of my personal paranormal experiences, and this is going to be kind of a show and tell podcast.
Yeah,
I did get some pictures of stuff.
No, we've had a number of paranormal experiences together, so I am a first-hand witness to all of those stories that you'll be telling.
Yeah,
and I will vouch for the fact that like the stories that he's going to tell you tonight, I heard about years ago. So like long before he ever even thought about telling you.
Yeah.
You all. So yeah, these aren't. I can at least say that I wasn't there for any of them, but these are a part of his lexicon.
So HorrorFam, I also do want to ask, because I don't ask for much. I was saying this earlier. You know, I usually keep some personal things personal. I haven't even talked with this about really my family or anything, but HorrorFam, I'm gonna ask for your good vibes, thoughts, prayers, best wishes, whatever you want to call it, whatever you do before you go to bed at night. Keep your good buddy Bo here in your prayers, whatever you want to call them. We have had some medical stuff come up this week. Not even sure exactly what it is. I'll just leave it at some tests came back abnormal for me. So
we're running more tests.
Like I said, I don't ask for much. I don't, it feels kind of weird to even ask, but I will ask. Send them my way. Whatever it is you do, please send them my way. SJM, send them the good vibes. Send them the good vibes. So thank you, SJM. Thank you, John. Anna, don't cry. You've done you've done enough of that this week. So
I'm good.
Yeah. I can't really be too specific on what, because we don't even know yet really. Yeah. But just some tests came back abnormal. So whatever it is you do, HorrorFam, do it for me.
Send it his way.
Do it for me, man.
Yeah.
I have no clue what's going on yet. So really appreciate that. We got JK, he's in there throwing it up, or we got Pinhead, good vibes. JK's throwing it up. Chad's got me, of course.
John, SJM.
John, SJM, baby.
Thank you guys.
So, yeah, man. Yeah. So, and I'll, of course, keep y'all up to date on...
we'll keep you posted. We'll let you know.
Hey, SJM, I had an ultrasound today. Ain't that a damn...
SJM has a cyst. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it's not painful. That's terrible.
Yeah. So, I had to have an ultrasound today, too. I've been up since 6 a.m.
Oh, God. Yeah, we're so tired.
And I'm on, like, 6 hours of sleep, if that. Yeah,
it was tough to go from power out to having to be up early.
Yeah.
Well, SJM, I hope everything's okay with your knee.
Yeah. So, and I have a lot of blood draw and bruises on my arm. I don't know if the HorrorFam probably can't even see it. Well, maybe. Where is it? There we go. There we go. So if y'all see me turn the camera on, that's from blood draw stuff.
Thanks, Gory Tiger. Gory Tiger sending you vibes.
Thank you, Gory Tiger. Really appreciate it, brother. Really appreciate it. Now, I also did say something, and I didn't forget it. Everybody else probably did, but not your good buddy Bo here.
What did you say?
So I said last week that I was going to do something special for Chad this week.
Oh!
Because he helped us hit our goal last week. So I'm going to unveil a new little graphic here for Chad.
And he did his 12-month sticker.
Yeah, he did his 12-month sticker. I don't know if it was 12 months. Is he at 12 months already? He sure is. He's got his green Talk Horror sticker. Yay! And hey, what's going on, Pokemon Valleys?
Oh, we love you too, Pinhead.
Yeah, we love you, Pinhead. Absolutely, brother. Hey, man.
And Pokemon will want to know that we love her too. We love you too.
But this is for Chad. This is what I'm going to unveil for old Chad here. This is for the Big D, which belongs to Chad Edmonds. Now, this is for tonight's. I plan on the Big D being for the donations we get, and I'll update it. But Chad Edmonds gets to be the icebreaker. He's the one who. So check this out too, and look what I got. He's got him a little crown.
My God, it's going.
So we got Big D, Chad Edmonds, and he's been crowned. Oh man.
Oh, that's good.
There we go, baby.
That's
there we go.
Oh God.
You got the old Big D, the big donor, Chad Edmonds there, baby.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Wearing the crown. Now that is subject to change, but Chad will always be a Big D in my book. So, and you know what? He's the front runner there. Now another thing before we get into these.
Oh God.
These paranormal stories of mine. I got some good ones, folks. Some good ones. Had someone chicken out because they thought it was demonic talk tonight.
Chicken
so
out.
Stick around. But look at this. I got a package.
I'm not making fun. That's horrible.
I got a package, and we're not talking about the Chad Edmonds kind of package here, folks.
Let me get that out of your way.
Let me get that out of my way here. Yeah. We got a package from Mr. Hammerhead. Sent me this bad boy.
Yes. Oh, and he's not even in here tonight.
He's not even in here tonight.
Hammerhead.
Yep. I don't know, but
and Pokemon, I see your posts. We'll absolutely come see your new place.
We're going to open this bad boy on stream.
Yes.
Now this has been a repurposed Amazon Prime package.
That's okay. We believe in that.
That's fine. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We're going to open this bad boy up. Man, he packaged the hell out of this thing.
You know, the repackaging, I feel like the guys who repackage also make a tape. Because JP does the same thing. And speaking of the devil, I said JP does that, and he's like, "How do you?"
There he is. So we're opened up here. I have a feeling I know what this is.
JP missed your ask for good vibes.
Oh, he missed for my ask for good vibes. Oh, well, I'm asking for good vibes, JP. Please keep your good buddy Bo, old Steve Areno here, in your prayers, best wishes, or thoughts, whatever you're doing, man. And you too, Pokemon. You too, Pokemon. All right, so this, oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Hammerhead.
This is rad.
I have no clue why Hammerhead would have sent me this, but it is a VHS copy of Tremors 3.
It's a VHS copy.
Back to...
Dude,
wow.
That's amazing.
Wait a minute.
What?
This is a Universal demo tape only. This is a wow.
Dude, a full length, hold on, I was reading that. Full length screening, not for sale or rental.
Wow. Wait a minute. This is a Tremors 3 demo tape. And on the back, as you can see, it's not a typical like back of the box description kind of thing.
I see that.
This is wow. This is like a promo item. Damn. So thank you for that, Hammerhead. We're gonna get more in. I mean, we're going to discuss this with our man here.
For promotional use only.
And
key art, not final.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he sent
it's numbered.
He sent me this as well.
It's numbered too.
It is? What's the number on it?
87975.
Wow, okay. Damn, Hammerhead. Wow.
I love
I love that.
So much.
I love that. That's going on the shelf.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's immediately going on the shelf. Now, he also sent me this, and this is why he sent the package to begin with.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
If you remember us talking about it on last week's stream, folks, this is a Blair Witch stick figure pin.
Uh-huh.
And this was given out as promotional material for the film.
That's awesome.
And I was like, dude, I would totally like buy that off of you or something, or, you know, I want it. Because he said he had been selling them on eBay and he had only one left. And he sent me this for free.
Aww.
I didn't pay for anything he sent. Not a thing.
What a sweetheart.
Yes, yes. And we have some other material here. Now, this is also a promotional pin for the film Night Watch.
Oh, let me gander at that.
Take a look.
Well, that's really cool. I like that a lot.
Wow, yeah. So, Night Watch, I might have to do a video on this. This is so cool. Chad says he was at the premiere and he lost. I saw the original Blair Witch in theaters. I of course didn't make the premiere, but I didn't get nothing. Not a damn thing.
Sons of bitches.
And on the back of that Night Watch pin, it says for promotional purposes only.
Not for resale. Promotional use only. Property of Fox.
Oh.
Sale prohibited. Prohibidada.
And here is another one. I'm stoked for this one too. Check this out. Another promo pin. This time for The Descent.
Sweet.
Of which I am a big fan of this movie. They're in the damn Appalachian Mountains. And they encounter those damn cave dwelling monsters.
Cave dwelling monsters.
In theaters, August 4th, The Descent. Another promo pin. And he sent me a letter here. Something here in the he sent me here in an envelope. Excuse me. This may not be a letter.
Dude, SGM says she was too young for Blair.
Oh,
Just
man.
let that sink in there for a second there, Steve Arena.
Nothing. Nothing. Wow. Okay, now he sent me this. Now this is from a 1998 horror film. A lot of you are going to be familiar with. Another promo. Spice World. Girl power Spice World sticker here.
Oh, dude, JK, I totally agree. JK says The Descent should cross over with Wrong Turn.
Wow, now what in the world is it? Somebody might be able to help me figure out what this is from. This is a anniversary scrapbook. It's very small. And on it says, everyone is entitled to one good scare anniversary scrapbook. And on the back, we have the lovely Michael Myers.
Did you see what the very fine print says?
It says 1978 Compass International, but and the inside it's like it has like photo collages. So, I mean, is this like when was this given out?
Where did it come from?
Yeah, where did that come from? But either way, man.
Well, we know it's from the film Halloween. We're wondering, like, where did they put it in a certain DVD release? Did they hand them out?
Yeah, were these handed out
when
at
the
some
movie premiered? Like when?
Yeah. Wow.
Yes, this is rad.
Yeah. So.
Huh.
What?
It's from the Halloween promotional at the theaters.
Ow.
Really?
Wow. That's what Chad says. I mean, he says he believes. He's not sure. SJM, though, is saying she guesses one of the box sets. I'm not.
Yeah, so it's an anniversary scrapbook. So maybe, did it come back to the theaters for one of its anniversaries? Maybe that's...
Possibly. But either way...
When it was there, that's awesome.
Thank you so much to Hammerhead. He sent me all this awesome stuff here. And he included this envelope, and we'll write his name on this and make sure to put some of it just so, because I like to keep my keepsakes and who they, you know, And, you know, power of love, man. Power of love, you know. Woo! Throw that over there. That was just packing materials. Chad is saying he thinks it was for the 98 anniversary. I guess we will.
Yeah, JK's at the 20th anniversary. Yep.
Yeah. So I will converse with Hammerhead and send him huge thank yous. I mean, I don't know why he went above and beyond. I mean, all I wanted was the damn. I'm a cheap date here, and he sent me all this awesome stuff.
I know, that's
that
rad.
is that trimmers is definitely making the show.
Oh, do the.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Hammerhead.
It worked for you, but not for me. My hands are too small.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll do this in celebration. Let me see here. How do we do it? Here? We'll do this in celebration. Woo!
Thank you, Hammerhead.
You are the best. We'll do that in celebration too.
Yeah.
All right, let me make sure the camera is staying on.
I wonder what hand signal you have to do to get the fireworks, like jazz hands.
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Here's some balloons. Look at that. Look at that. That's some balloons for you there.
Nice.
Hey, Joel, do you want a balloon? All right, folks.
Okay.
So I'm going to get into my personal paranormal experiences. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the music. I think it's a bit distracting.
It's kind of like you've done a you show me yours, I'll show you mine. And now that the horror fam has told you their paranormal stories.
Yeah. I'm gonna share mine.
Okay.
So
deep dark.
So the first one, I'm going to start with the house that my mother used to live in when she was with us. She's since passed away, sadly. And this was also the house that she was living in when she passed away. So, now this house is owned by my grandparents, so it's still in the family, and I still have access to this house, and this will come up later. I mean, this house is an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
So when my mom and sister moved into this house, they had some experiences that they had told me about. And my sister kind of reminded me of these not too long ago. And she said that they would hear voices in the house. Like they could be in the bathroom together, putting on makeup or doing their hair or whatever. And they could hear someone talking.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere else in the house, like at the bathroom door or something like that.
Spooky. Yeah.
So that sets you up that there's something in this house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to get into my personal experiences in this house. So I got a Ouija board. You know, of course I did. I'm a big
mistake.
Horror fan.
Yeah.
Big horror fan. And I got a Ouija board, of course, and I want to play with it. And I loved it because it worked. And I've played with people who are total bullshitters. And I knew they were moving the planchette.
Oh, that's lame.
But I have also played with people who I knew they weren't moving shit.
Right.
I knew this was genuine. And my mom and sister were two of those people. As a matter of fact, if like me and my sister tried to like mess with my mom while we played, and not sometimes, we did it like once or twice, and we would make it super obvious. Like it would be a personal insult against her. Like,
yeah.
And, you know, maybe what she's like, you know, I don't know. But it would be like a personal insult in the moment. She'd be like, okay, I'm done. That's fucking it. I'm not playing. Like, and she would quit. So we learned very quick, take it serious. If you
don't take it seriously, mom's out.
Yeah. And she would, and we would be done. That would be it. So we didn't do it and eventually we didn't need to anyway, because there was enough damn entertainment for all of us, I promise you. So what we would do, I'm gonna set the I got some pictures here and I'm gonna set the tone for you all.
Okay.
So let me see here. Let me see exactly what so this is the living room to the house. And like I said, it's grandparents own it now, so it does not look like it used to, but the general layout is still the same. What you're seeing on my side of the screen is a TV stand. What you're seeing on Anna's side of the screen is a coffee table. Okay. What you're seeing in the middle, that little piece of rug there, that little area, is where we used to sit in the floor and play the Ouija board.
Okay.
We didn't do it on a table. We had, but
typically it was
on the floor.
Okay. Okay.
And the reason for that was it was easier for all of us to circle around it. It was easier for all of us to touch. And we heard that the more contact you make with the board, the more energy it gets and the more of a response you will get. So just picture that.
Okay.
We're sitting right there in the floor playing the Ouija board right there. And we would turn all the lights off. We would light candles.
Set up a whole like seance.
We set up a whole seance atmosphere.
Okay.
And that's the general layout. Like I said, keep in mind where that TV stand is.
And I imagine you guys are doing this at night.
We're doing it at night.
Okay.
So, and here's another angle. Okay. So we are sitting right there.
Okay.
My butt is right there where like that footstool thing is.
Okay. Okay.
My left shoulder is right there at the corner of that coffee table.
Mm-hmm.
So we would sit there and play it, and we would all make sure our hands were on the Ouija board, sitting in like a circle around it.
Mm-hmm.
And we would get different things through there, and sometimes it was like low energy, like it would barely move. But then something happened at some point, and the energy was noticeably stronger.
Okay.
Noticeably, like the planchette would move significantly faster.
And you don't remember if it came after a particular question?
I can't remember.
Okay. Okay.
The planchette would move faster. You could feel it, like it was different. It was vastly different. Vastly different. And we would ask it questions, and this thing would be particularly nasty.
What kind of questions were you asking?
Okay, so sometimes it might be like, what's your name?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it would lie.
Okay.
Because like I said, the energy was vastly different. The planchette moved much faster whenever this entity was communicating with us. So we knew when it was this one.
Okay.
This was on a different level.
Okay.
So we would ask it like, what's your name? Like I said, sometimes it would lie, but one time I believe it was telling the truth, and it didn't answer directly.
Mm-hmm.
But it said, I am Legion, we are many. I remember that.
Yeah.
Very specifically. So from then on, we always referred to it as Legion. Always.
Yikes.
That's how we refer it, because what else do you know, like
right.
That's the thing that sticks out. So we referred to it as Legion.
Yeah.
And sometimes it would get on there and like, how did you die? I died effing your mom. Or I blah, blah, blah. Like nasty stuff. And sometimes it would just repeat F you, F you, F you, spelled out
right.
fast.
Yeah.
Ooh. Over and over and over. Or whatever. Like it would cuss you.
Yeah.
And if it did that, that was pointless. We would stop. Like it's not giving us anything.
Yeah.
sometimes, like it would just say nasty stuff. But it was all on the board. It was all on the board at first. Now, me being me, and you've been ghost hunting with me. Of course, sometimes I would antagonize it. Sometimes, now I didn't do that with you ghost hunting, but sometimes, and it was the same thing with Ouija. Like I would ask it, like, give me a sign of your presence.
Yeah.
Well, one time I had, now keep in mind, it's me, my mom, my sister. Like all these experiences are with the same core group of people.
Right.
This time my cousin was there, sitting on the couch, and we're sitting in the floor playing this. And all of a sudden, the planchette starts circling like this with all of our hands on it. It's just circling, and it gets significantly faster.
Yeah.
To where we could barely keep our fingers on it. Like all of us were struggling. The candle we had lit off to the side, the flame started getting brighter, and I mean bright.
Yeah.
Like it lit up the room. Now I'm not talking like day, I'm not talking something outlandish. But my focus was on the floor, on the board, doing this, watching like, holy shit, what is, I couldn't help but notice the damn room got significantly brighter. Significantly.
Okay.
And I look at the candle, and the flame is growing significantly.
Yeah.
My cousin, because I look over at him probably with the same face I'm making now, like,
yeah.
And he is like looking at the candle and like us, and like he like adjusts himself up on the couch, like to sit up, like looking.
Yeah, suddenly alert. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like it just kept getting, kept growing, and the light kept getting brighter until there was literally a sound like a tss, the candle goes out.
Oh no. So now it's pitch black.
Pitch black. Of course, we all get up, turn the lights on. But that was the first time, as far it definitely one of the most significant times, if not, maybe there have been, show me a sign of your presence, and maybe it made a knot or something. That doesn't compare to this. This was the first time like some physical shit happened, that we like, it manipulated something in the environment. It wasn't just a noise from somewhere.
Yeah.
Like this is inarguable. So I remember that. And like I said, multiple witnesses there, tried to get people on the stream to corroborate these stories, couldn't do it. And, sadly, my mom's not here anymore. So, but we were all there. We were all there. And it happened. But that wasn't...
It wasn't the last.
It was not the last encounter with Legion. And it wasn't the scariest.
And just to clarify for SJM real quick, the planchet is the wooden piece that you move around, or that.
And
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just so you all know, yes, chat. Just so you all know, we did not play like in movies. They play Ouija where everybody circles and then they stop on a letter. We didn't play like that. The planchet just sat there like this, and we each put our fingertips on it, barely touching. Barely touching. No, I fucking heavy-handed it. No, barely touching is how you play. And you try to put both hands on if you can. The more you can have, the more energy, more contact, the more energy.
Gotcha.
And we let the planchet just sit there like it's dead. And the spirit had to move it from a dead stop. So there was no circling and then it would stop. How the hell does that work?
Yeah.
We just sat there like this and the planchet would move. And typically, to give you guys like an idea, like with a typical entity or whatever you want to call it, Sometimes it would be barely like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was movement. Sometimes it would be like this. With Legion, it would be like this. That
Just
quick.
real smooth.
Real smooth, very quick, precise. But that wasn't the last. So now keep in mind of where I told you that TV stand was. I'm going to show you a picture of it again. So I'm sitting here to the bottom left of this picture beside of that coffee table. The TV stand, now this was not the TV stand that was there at the time, but the TV stand is at the top of the screen. That's where the TV stand was. And we all sat in a circle in the middle of all of it. Okay, so remember that. So one night, it was just me, my mom, and my sister in the house. And we decided to, well, and I take that back. We had 2 cats.
Right.
We had 2 cats as well. And we decided that we were going to play Ouija. Oh, what happened to our stream? Huh. It's kind of freezing up or something on us. Okay, well, we'll give it a second to catch up. That's weird. Damn it.
Yeah, and I'm live. Yeah, it is. It's
wow.
Being choppy.
Yeah, it's being very choppy. So we'll just give it a second to do whatever it's doing, but shouldn't be happening because I'm plugged into the damn network now.
I know. We're hardwired.
Yeah, we're hardwired, buddy. Hardwired for performance.
All right.
All right. Are we all back?
We seem to be pretty smooth now.
Okay. And then a fly just came in and landed on my microphone. I'm beginning to think Chad is right.
That's never happened before. That's really
that
weird.
has never happened before.
And I feel bad that we're talking about this in our house.
Yeah. So, okay. So I showed you where the TV stand is. Night, there's 3 of us in the house and 2 cats.
Right.
And we decided to play the Ouija board. Get in our circle, light our candle, the whole deal. Legion gets on the Ouija board.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm probably going to mess with you, but I was always like fascinated when he would get on there and was kind of like, this is messed up, kind of glad when he'd get on there, even if he was mean, because it was a lot of action. Like I said, man, that planchette is moving.
Yeah.
It's moving.
Yeah.
It's not a drag. It's not boring.
You were getting exactly what you
I was getting what I wanted.
Right. That kind of
I was getting what I wanted.
Action. Yeah.
And it's moving.
Yeah.
Well, my mom needs to take a break. She needs to go to the bathroom, which is down the hall.
Just right down the hall. Yeah.
Right down the hall.
A straight shot.
Straight shot. But around a little bit of a corner. So she gets up to use the bathroom, and me and my sister. Did you see that? It landed on me, dude. And what the fuck?
Did it die?
Did it?
Dude, it's back on you.
Whoa. Okay. Get me a tissue. This is weird. This is weird. Wow. And he flew away, dude. Here,
no way.
Reach. Okay. Got it. Got it.
Bro.
That's weird. So weird. That's weird. That's weird, horror fam. That's weird, dude. That's weird. You all have been watching me for years. That's never happened.
Dallas is eating that worm, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know.
Oh
god, that was gross. That was so weird.
That's weird and gross. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna end up like saging the house when we're done.
Yeah, we're gonna need to, man. Oh my god, Samuel, I'm glad you're in here, brother. Okay. Sorry, horror fam. But you guys.
That was like the most chaos we've ever had on the show ever. Right?
Except for the time the power went out.
I mean,
well, but us, yes.
Yeah, I mean, like we've had obviously like technical
But isn't it weird?
It is,
but isn't it weird that like the internet starts to have interference and then a living creature.
And then we kept talking about it anyways.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, horror fan. I'm telling this story because I was there. It lives in my mind. Now it gets to live in yours. Okay. So we're playing. Mom needs to take a break to use the restroom. Me and my sister are still sitting in the floor playing the Ouija. We're not playing, excuse me. We decide to keep our hands on the planchette. We're right here. We decide to keep our hands on the planchette because apparently if you break all contact with the planchette, you lose connection with the spirit that you're talking to.
Okay.
So we make the decision that we are both, or that one of us at all times has to keep in contact with the planchette. So that's what we're doing while Mom is going to the bathroom. We're not continuing to play.
Right.
Me and Kristen are just sitting there, or my sister, Kristen.
Everybody knows. It's fine.
Kristen. I just wonder, for people who didn't, my sister are sitting in the floor and we're just talking. And all of a sudden, Mama's still in the bathroom. All of a sudden, the TV stand, it had doors in it. The TV stand that used to be there had doors. It wasn't drawers, it was doors that opened up.
Yeah.
They started shaking. Something was not shaking like something was trying to get out. Shaking.
Okay. So like rattling like that.
Rattling. Like as if something was trying to get out. And keep in mind, as close as we were to the damn TV stand, this is damn near touching us.
Yeah.
We're practically touching the TV stand.
Ugh.
I immediately jump up to standing from sitting Indian style.
Yeah.
And grab my sister and pick her up off of the floor.
Oh my God, good for you.
I lifted her off the floor and she's standing now, and we're both standing there looking at the TV cabinet
and it's still
as
doing
it shakes.
Oh my God.
As it shakes, and I'm going to show you all. Now, I showed you where it was. This was the actual television cabinet.
This is the old TV stand?
The TV stand.
Okay. All right. So
this was it.
Yeah.
Those doors were shaking.
That's not.
Those doors closed snug.
Right. Like that's not the. That's not some IKEA manufacturer.
That's not some IKEA. They kind of halfway. That's oak.
Yeah.
Those closed. Yeah. And they're tight.
Yeah.
There's no cracks, crevices.
Yeah.
Those closed.
I see that.
That TV stand is still standing. That's it. Something was trying to get out of that TV stand. So we're standing there while it stops. And we're still standing there. We're in shock. I was actively angry because I thought I was going to have to fight something.
Okay.
So I was like, "Come on, I was in fight mode."
Yeah.
And I was, you ain't getting me while I'm sitting down cussing it. Come on.
Yeah.
Where all right, I'm up. So
I know this man. I know exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So I mean, not that it just happened.
Yeah.
So my mom comes out of the bathroom. The hell's going on, and we tell her the story, and we're like, the only thing it could, did the cats run behind the TV stand? Did they get in? Did they? Yeah. Of course not. We know this, but we still got to ask, what in the hell just happened?
Yeah.
Both of the cats had went to the bathroom with her.
So out come the cats from
so
the bathroom.
So the cats were with her.
No.
So she reveals it like, they followed me into the bathroom.
Yeah.
They weren't even out here.
So did any of you open up the cabinet doors? Or were you like that staying shut?
I don't really remember I don't remember if we were done that night.
Okay.
We broke contact anyway. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, we broke contact. Like that thing wanted to take things off the board.
Yeah.
You know, so that was a physical, that is my most intense paranormal experience, I would say, because like a lot of the times you hear things or you do see things, but this was physically manipulating the environment. And I'm not talking like, oh, things got cold or things, you know.
Yeah.
I'm talking about cabinet doors opened.
Yeah.
Rattled, both of them.
Yeah.
On a TV stand. So that happened.
Yeah.
So that happened. And I think the Ouija stuff stopped. Like, I think my mom was like,
that was it.
I think, you know, like, I don't remember anything else that, like, because she's not into demons and, you know, the spook, you know, I mean, she loves horror. She loved horror movies and stuff, but like, no.
Right. She wasn't going to mess with.
Yeah. You know, I'm not opening portals and all, you know, she was one of those.
Yeah.
But that was not the end of my experiences in that house.
Oh, okay.
It was not. So my mom passes away and the house is practically empty for a while. There was, you know, my grandparents rented it out a couple times and the tenants moved on. You know, they signed their lease, they were there for what, and then moved on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's open, and I decide that I'm going to move into that house for a little while, for a few months. And I do. And I'm doing this by myself. I move in by myself. I'm in the middle of moving stuff into the house.
Okay.
By myself. And as I'm walking around in the house, I notice that there was a noise in the house. And I'm like, you know, it's kind of one of those things. It's like white noise. Like you don't notice it until you notice. Like if I was like Pinhead or Chad or HorrorFam, your air conditioner's running right now, you might be like, oh shit, yeah, it is actually. I noticed that now.
Right. It's like anybody who's experienced a power outage. The power goes out, like you notice how
quiet,
silence.
Yeah.
You know, right? Yeah.
So all of a sudden I noticed that there is a clock ticking in the house.
Okay.
A wind-up clock ticking. Yeah. So at first I noticed there was a ticking and I'm like, what in the hell is this noise?
Yeah.
And I hunt it down. Yeah. I go into the bedroom where I'm going to be sleeping. Okay. And there is a clock on the nightstand.
Like an old-fashioned one that has to be found every day.
That my grandmother had just put in there. Oh, we're lagging again. This is wow. Wow, this is getting weird, man. Wow. So I'll wait until we're back. Okay, it looks like we're back a little bit.
I think we're back.
I think we are. So I noticed that there's a clock ticking, and it was a clock that my grandma had just like put in that bedroom just as like, you know, if anybody spends the night, whatever. Like I said, the house was vacant.
Uh-huh.
But it was a wind-up clock. Nobody had been in that damn house in months. Months, and it's ticking. I didn't touch it. And I'm going to show y'all a picture of where it was. It was on this nightstand.
Okay.
Now there's a digital clock there you can see.
Yeah.
But at one point, and I'm going to tell you why there's a digital clock there, but at one point it was one of those like old wind-up clocks that ticks.
Yeah. hate those things.
Nobody had been in this house for months,
Uh-huh.
or whatever. Or like, once a week they might go over and check.
Yeah.
Bull crap.
But nobody's messing with stuff.
Nobody's staying there. Nobody's messing with stuff. Nobody's moving stuff. And even if they did wind up a clock a week ago, it ain't ticking that.
Right.
I'm in there, man, and this clock is ticking.
Uh-huh.
So I call my grandmother and I'm asking her, I'm like, hey, there's a wind up clock here in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Have you touched that or have you messed with it? And she's like, no, it's that broken clock. No, I just left it sitting there. It doesn't even work. So it was just for looks.
It was broken. It was a broken clock.
Yeah. It was a broken clock
that
ticking.
Wound itself.
And as you can see, they replaced it. There's a digital clock there now.
Yeah.
Very basic digital clock, but originally it was a wind-up clock that sat there. And yeah. That's the story on that. Oh, camera cut off. Could have swore I touched that
a minute ago.
Just, a few minutes ago. Like I'm gonna go back and look over the stream after we're done and like see if I notice stuff like in the background.
Right? Like
freaking,
Yeah.
But the clock was ticking and it just, while I'm moving stuff and it just being a horror hound, it instantly reminded me of the damn scene in 1408 when they're like, nobody's lasted longer than what is like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the clock goes to 45 and starts counting down with Mike. And like, I immediately thought of that. So I did continue my move into the house.
Yeah, knowing that you were being welcomed.
Knowing that but
yeah.
I didn't have, well, I guess that's not true. I did have some like physical stuff go on with me while I was in that house.
Like what?
I was always I very anxious. Now that could have been because it was my mom's house.
Yeah.
It could have been a lot of things, but I never had anything else that was like paranormal or anything other than the clock.
Yeah.
At that point when I moved in, like nothing, not that I can remember, but I had a lot of like mental health issue, and I'm not I'm a pretty mentally strong person.
Yeah.
But I went through a lot of mental health issues during that time.
While you lived there.
Yeah. That I've not had since I've lived here.
Yeah. So just in this short, like 2 or 3 months you lived there, it was just not a good place for you to be.
So I don't know. I can't say.
Yeah.
Like I said, it could have been because that was my mom's house and she passed away, and it's kind of reliving those memories and, all, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that happened.
It definitely doesn't okay. So this house is next door to us. And for a while, it's where we had to do our laundry.
Mm-hmm.
And I always preferred it when you came with me.
Creeped you out?
And it's not even necessarily that, because it's like we've been to some dark places, and it's not that, like, it's not, but it's definitely not empty, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like the house does not feel like, it doesn't feel like no one lives there, and no one lives there. So it should feel like no one lives there, but it doesn't. It doesn't feel that way at all.
And now that I look back on
it feels like you're in a house where like the person who owns it is going to come home any minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it has that kind of like, someone just left, someone's on their way back soon. And
I can tell you, because my mom lived, like, now that I'm thinking back on it, like there's some weird stuff that has happened in that house, kind of, with the people who lived there, because my mom passed away in that house. And it was not a good, thing.
Right.
And the people that we rented it to were all my age. They were all my age people.
Okay.
And one of the, okay, so both were couples.
Okay.
One couple, he was going to, he found out his fiance was cheating on him, and he essentially went crazy.
Oh.
That's all I'll go into that. But I mean, he literally went crazy.
Oh.
And that relationship is over.
Yeah.
Now, the other one,
Uh-huh.
once again, my age, and this was actually, well, I don't want to go into that in case people are watching this, that they'll know who I'm talking about. But that couple were still together. They had moved out, upgraded to a bigger home, and kind of, they wanted to own a house of their own.
Uh-huh.
He passed away suddenly in, I'm not going to go into details, but at their home.
Aww.
Suddenly, one morning getting ready for work.
Oh my God.
So there is some weird stuff, like, you know, like now that I'm talking about all this, like I'm kind of looking back on shit, you know, I'm like, there's some weird stuff kind of connected to that house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the people who were in it, but yeah. So yeah, but that's it with that house that I can, you know, you said you've been in there and you feel odd.
Yeah.
But you haven't seen or personally heard anything.
No, but I know that to make, I mean, and I don't know if this is sharing too much or is going to make you uncomfortable, but to make myself feel better when I'm in the house, I'll talk out loud to your mom.
Oh, yeah. Cause
a window into who Anna is, HorrorFam, like this.
Well, because I will tell you, like, my mom was a very caring, loving person. She would have loved you.
Yeah.
So yes, if there's any part of her still in there, she would take care of you.
Well, that's how I don't know. That's just occurred to me one day, and that's how I make myself feel better.
I don't blame
over there.
And that's how I see it now too. Like, if she inhabits that house, then it is a good house now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, because like I said, well, I slept on, the clock thing happened and that spooked me out, but nothing, I mean, I had some stuff go on, but
yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, nothing but like good has happened to me and stuff. So, I mean, nothing, no crazy Legion stuff has, or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I know if she's it, then by God, she'd do battle for me, you, or anybody in the,
Yeah.
So, yeah, and we'll store these comments here a little bit. So that's scary with that house. At another house I lived in, had some paranormal experiences that were very, spooky. They none of them compared to the Legion story.
No, you guys were messing with something not good.
One, to go over it real quick before we talk about kind of our personal ones. When I was the house we lived in when I was a teenager, now this was a brand new place. Grandparents built it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the property they put it on was very old. An old store used to live there back when it was on a dirt road.
Okay.
And the foundation was still there. As a matter of fact, the foundation was where I had a basketball hoop.
Okay.
So I could have a concrete pad to play on.
Okay.
And so this may give it some lore.
Yeah.
I don't know why this incident happened, but I was asleep one night, deadly asleep. Went to bed early that night, super sleepy. And I woke up because I was hearing old-timey music
playing
in my room.
Some bluegrass?
No, it wasn't blue-gray. Like some old damn monophone or what those called.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Like some shit from the 20s or something was going on. Like, I don't know. And like, if I remember right, it seemed like I could hear people talking while it was playing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But somebody was having like a soiree and you got to hear it.
Yeah. So,
interesting.
So that happened, and from my room, I could see a straight shot past the kitchen and into the living room. It looked like somebody was up. Like, it looked like I could see stuff going on, like as if the living room television was on and I was catching like the glow of the TV against
that flickering.
Through there. And I went a phonograph. Thank you, SJM. So I went in there. Nobody was up. Everybody was asleep in the house, but that's what woke me up.
Okay.
I remember. And I just remember I was creeped out. I was.
Yeah.
And I decided that I was going to stay up. Okay. I'm like, I'm not going back in that bedroom and I'm not going to bed. Like, I'm staying up. So I turned on the living room TV.
Okay. Did you turn on the lights too? Because
I turned on the lights. I turned on the living room lights, and I turned on the kitchen lights.
Okay.
And I turned on the TV and I put on Married with Children.
Nice.
I put on Married with Children, so I got me a nice comedy going.
Yeah.
And I actually started heating up. It was probably like chicken tenders or chicken nuggets, I remember. Like, I was heating those up. And I had a big Chase lounge that was also that also reclined in the living room. That was my seat. Make sure the camera don't turn off. And I got my food and I was sitting there and I put the plate on the arm and I'm watching Married with Children, man, whatever. The damn kitchen lights started flickering on and off. Behind me. No. Once again, I knew as soon as it did it that this thing woke me up and then wanted me to know because when you wake up, you're like, well, this could be a dream.
Right.
That could have been a dream. It was like
just on the edge of a dream kind of thing. Yeah.
But when those lights started flickering behind me, I knew it wanted me awake and it wanted me to know that was not a dream.
Wow.
So I stood up immediately once again. I love that
about you. Yeah.
And I looked into the kitchen and just watched the lights flicker.
That's wild.
And they were those big, we had like those, it was over an island in the kitchen, a long island that had bar stool chairs on one side of the island.
Okay.
And we had those lamps that came down on like the string, and then lights, they had and they had the big bulbs on the big circle ball that last 20 damn years. Those lights were flickering. Those lights were flickering.
That's wild.
And I'm like, dude,
in a brand new, it was all brand new,
and they never went out. They never, the bulbs never went out. We never had to replace those bulbs, but that night they were. I've never seen them flicker before or after.
Just for you.
Just for me that night. I don't know why.
Interesting.
So that did happen in that house.
Wow.
But like I said, that one was spooky. As it was scary when it happened. It doesn't compare to the Legion story.
No.
Excuse me, but it happened. It was scary. Legion would go on to happen after that. So that's, I was, that was probably the scariest thing that happened to me up until that moment, paranormal wise to that moment probably, but
yeah,
but that's it, man. Yeah. So yeah. And we had stuff happen with us when we did when we were filming for Weird and Wonderful.
We did.
That's all documented.
Yeah.
None of that's manufactured.
Nope.
It would have been a better show if we manufactured it. So.
No, I mean, as a matter of fact, like for those of you who haven't watched the show, there are at least 2 that I'm remembering off the top of my head episodes where nothing happens.
Yeah.
And we just put them out. saying like, yeah, sorry, nothing happened here.
Yeah.
So that's how far we were willing to go to not have to lie about stuff happening. So we did a show about paranormal stuff.
And sometimes there wasn't nothing paranormal about it.
And at least 2 of our episodes that I can think of off the top of my head had nothing happening.
Yeah. I'm not going to make it up, and I'm not going to lie, because I'm me, you know.
To me, it gives like more credence to the episodes that do have something happening, and they do. It's like you can, anything that we saw or heard, like we point out. You know what I mean? Like that's and
you know, and I turn up the volume, but I don't manipulate it. Like you'll see it on the screen. It will be like, here's what happened in real time, and then here's what happened with the volume increased to 12 decibels.
Yeah, and
it's, you know, you can hear it, but yeah, if you haven't, folks, check out Weird and Wonderful. Search it up, Weird and Wonderful, and you will see a little cartoon picture of me and Anna, and then you can watch all of our episodes. Chad says Harper's Ferry is still his favorite. I'm glad you liked it, brother. But we had stuff happen.
What a great ghost tour.
It was. Come on out, Chad, sometime, and I'll take you on that ghost tour because we want to go back.
We totally want to go back. That was awesome. That was so good.
And so we had stuff happen to us then. Now, when we moved to California, that house you knew was haunted since you were a child.
My whole life, yeah.
And then I found out it was haunted because we had stuff happen to us. Now, nothing that was like scary, like super scary. There was stuff that startled us, but it was nothing that was like our lives are in danger. It wasn't nothing like Legion.
Yeah.
We saw there were handprints that appeared on the wall behind our bed, and we got pictures of it. And I believe we showed it on stream at the time.
Yeah. All of those stories, I think we've shared. Yeah. With the horror family.
Yeah, because we were living them as and
like we were telling you guys like week to week as they were happening. Yep.
Yeah. Because it was a decently active house, and stuff happened, but it was nothing that was scarifying.
No, most of it was pretty, I mean, it was very startling, like, as it happened. And then, but I think we were able to go back to sleep, like, every time. No. We would have our,
shark vac.
Our shark vac would turn itself on at 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
That happened 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And then, like, knocking.
Yeah.
Oh, footsteps down the stairs.
Yeah. Is that the most active you?
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely. So it was interesting because we moved in there a week maybe before my mom's 70th birthday.
Yeah.
And on the day of her 70th birthday, she, for the first time in the
entirety of
years
living,
we had been living in that house, she saw the ghost. We're all running around the house, getting ready for her birthday party, up and down the stairs, up and down.
I remember that.
And
hey, Chad Edmonds! Yes. Well, you know what, Chad? Just for that, buddy, he has made it official. Look at this. Look at that. It has been updated, folks. Chad coming in with the Big D swinging.
So funny.
Got that Big D swinging, boys, and threw us down a $10. But yeah, we were all over the house, and she happened to come in
she's downstairs out in the backyard, dropping something off for the party, turns around to go back up the stairs, and standing on the stairs was the figure of the child who haunts that house.
Yeah.
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 And she just stood there until he faded away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but I remember coming out of our bedroom, which is right at the bottom of the stairs, and my mom is just standing there like this. With her hand, like she had one hand, and she just looks at me, and I'm like, what's happening? And she's like, I just saw Harry. And I was like, what?
And this is right outside of our bedroom.
Right outside that, right outside our bedroom door. And from that point on, for the next 2 or 3 months, was the most active Harry ever was.
Yeah.
And he was pretty active when we were little.
Yeah.
But definitely the most active I remember.
Yeah.
Just consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the stuff he did when we were kids was maybe a little more mischievous. We got locked out a lot.
Yeah.
He would do some spooky stuff, like I feel like almost on purpose.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But it was definitely farther between instances for sure.
Yeah. And like I said, if you haven't, check out Weird and Wonderful. That's our other channel. We're thinking about making another episode very soon, but
yeah, now that it's spooky season.
But there are some, Harper's Ferry is a very good one if you haven't checked that out. I would also suggest the Glen Ferris Inn if you want a lot of haunting evidence there. Like we caught a lot of stuff on
Carnifex Ferry and Glen Ferris Inn have the most activity.
Yeah.
In the actual video, like where you actually can hear stuff.
But we stayed in to give y'all an idea. I mean, nobody outside of what has heard of the Glen Ferris Inn.
Right.
If you search up haunted West Virginia, you're not even going to find it.
Yeah.
And Carnifex Ferry is the same. You're not going to find it.
Yeah.
For haunted stuff. It's kind of a very, very. I knew it was haunted because I've been to the Glen Ferris Inn, so that's the only way I knew.
Yeah.
I've heard of people ghost hunting Carnifex Ferry before, but to give y'all an idea, we stayed at one that is. If you search haunted West Virginia, you're going to find all the damn time. And that was the axe murder cabin.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
And nothing happened there.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
A great stay, very spooky place to spend the night because you know the story. But if you went there and nobody ever told you the story and you didn't have that pregame going on, I would never know anything happened there.
Well, that, and it's like part of what was spooky about it was the fact that, so it's in a state park in the forest, and the cabin was not lit by like street lights or anything. So when you turned out the lights to go to sleep, it was pitch black.
Pitch black.
There was nothing. There were no, and we were in the last cabin on the road. So there weren't even cars going by. There was nothing.
Nothing.
Pitch black. Totally silent. Like it was
in the middle of the wilderness. There's that's the reason why there was a murder that took place here was because of how secluded it is.
Well, I think what we did to show how secluded the cabin was we sent our drone straight up from the cabin, and you can totally see it's just swallowed by it's the cabin and then trees.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So yeah, it was just like that. It made the place kind of inherently spooky, but nothing happened. Yeah.
But I'm just glad that it's kind of messed up, but glad that we've experienced some paranormal stuff together.
Yeah.
So we know, like, because it's it
doesn't matter if anybody else believes us. We know, right? Like we know we were in it together,
and also it's because like I've seen, and especially around Weird and Wonderful, we were doing a lot of research on places. There were so many blowhards, is what I'll call them. They just blatantly lie. Yeah. There's so many people that just blatantly lie about paranormal or ghost experiences that you don't want to believe them. It makes the people who have experienced shit seem kooky.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm just glad, that's why I tried my hardest to get people on the podcast tonight, and they wouldn't, wouldn't or couldn't show up, and it just sucks because I'm like, you were there, please tell people this is my one chance. We can,
this is real.
We're going to document it one time, that's all it takes, and then I can be like, guys, refer to this video if you need validation more than my word.
People didn't want to tell that story, and I can tell. I mean, look, we told the story, and
look what happened.
Look at the chaos that happened to the stream.
And now
everything's fine.
And now everything's fine.
Right?
Ever since we moved on from the, I've been warned not to say it in chat. Ever since we moved on from that story.
Yeah. Everything's fine. Everything's slowly
Everything's
fine.
good.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird, but true.
So,
yeah.
And I would love to, Pinhead said that he's had some experiences. Pinhead, I'd love to hear him sometime if you want to share them. But
absolutely.
hey, Billy Judd, welcome to the stream, brother man.
What up?
But, we'll get into some last minute questions and comments. I feel like
Cool.
we'll move into that.
I'm ready.
And so if anybody has some last minute questions and comments, send them our way right now and we'll get to them. I will pull up Chad, of course, being a member for 12 months, celebrating. Thank you, Chad. He finally got his Green Talk Horror logo beside of his name in the chat.
Awesome.
What a beast. And JP, this wedding is taking place where?
In West Virginia.
In West Virginia, of course.
Yeah, somewhere near here.
Yeah, it's going to be near here. We are,
Yeah, we're hoping to book that soon. We'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep you up to date on that. Oh, yes, Brian Perry, Married with Children, one of my favorite shows of all time. 4 touchdowns in one game, Al Bundy. By golly, the greatest poke I've ever seen. So, JP, there actually is a little bit of history at the play. I'm not going to. Might spoil it.
I'm not going to tell anybody.
Not yet, but
yeah, but no, we're not here at the house. We're not getting married here at the house.
No, not here at the house. But where we have chosen to stay does have a little bit of history to it. It may end up being. I didn't even think about that. End up being one of our weird and wonderful episodes.
Good idea.
Yeah. Man, oh man, yes. So, yeah, folks, last minute questions and comments, send them on over and I will talk to you. And yeah. Good stream. I did much better than I thought I would, being running on like 5-6 hours of sleep.
Yeah, and you've barely touched your
barely touched my drink. I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah. Chad enjoyed being the big D of the stream.
Ew.
Yeah, and you got your little crown there, Chad. Look at that. Look, got his little crown on him. I told you I'd do something special for you, man. Give you some,
That cracks me.
I had to pull out that big D maneuver on him.
Got that big D energy.
Yeah, Pinhead says we gave him the heebie-jeebies, so good job. Dude, what do you think? What was like the most intriguing bit of info, or like the scariest, what stuck with you the most? I'm just curious, like if the stuff is as scary to other people as it was to me when that.
I mean, I can tell you that the first time you told me, I was both frightened and appalled to that any of you allow that to go on. But I was raised very Catholic. We were a Ouija board was verboten, like that. It was a hard boundary. You know what I mean? None of my siblings have ever touched one, which is weird because it's like we're all kind of, we're all gonna skate some lines. You know what I mean? None of us are. I'm probably the goody of the bunch, and that's like, and still, that was such a hard boundary. That was a
wow. Yeah, or he who walks among the house or something, like something, Chad. Yeah, dude. We can't pull that out, but JK says, outside of The Exorcist, which movie feels the most authentic to you? Oh my God, that is a good question. The most authentic. Wow.
You know what's interesting is I feel like there's a number of like haunting movies that start out very authentic, but for some reason
they go off the rails.
They go, even ones that like are like beloved to me. You know what I mean? So like even like The Conjuring or Poltergeist or whatever. It's like the introduction of having an entity in your home. Those feel kind of authentic.
Yeah.
The
Entity was a good one. Very intense.
The knocking noises, the sheets maybe getting pulled off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something, seeing something move through your bedroom, all of that kind of stuff is like that feels, and then they go maybe a little too far where it's, you know, now the interaction with the entity is like so over the top and so intense and so physical, maybe that it's like, you know.
I will say one, you know, this is a very tough one, JK. Very tough for me to answer. I don't know if I would really have to sit and think on this one. But I am going to throw one out that has just kind of penetrated my mind.
Okay.
And is kind of stuck there. I think this is true for both the original and the remake.
Okay.
Maniac.
Oh, we're not even talking about haunting movies.
Are we? Is it?
I was like specifically there, but maybe we're not. It doesn't. He doesn't say. JK doesn't say that.
The reason I said with that is because of like the mental illness aspect of it, and just how horrible it is, and how
I can totally agree with that.
Just how you know he's just tortured.
Yeah. Doesn't want to be the way he is, but can't stop himself from doing what he's doing. If you like, and we do a lot of true crime, we listen to a lot of interviews of serial killers and stuff, and it's just like, yeah, they hit a nerve with that movie. Like
they do, and that's kind of the scary thing about like the true crime stuff that kind of separates those people from your average person is that like they have, as crazy as it might sound to me or you, they have validation for what they did, no matter how crazy it was.
Yeah.
And so does Frank.
Right.
But it's like, but then in his downtime, like he can look on that, but then he can't help himself. And then in the aftermath, you see why he's doing it's like,
oh, it's horrible.
It's I feel like a very, very heavy movie.
Yeah.
But you know,
and for that reason, I would say that Peeping Tom has a similar.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
So JK is saying that he's thinking of haunting movies.
Yeah, haunting movies.
Wow, the most authentic. That's tough, man, because like you said, it's like a lot of haunting movies just kind of go off the rails.
Well, yeah, because I feel like, if it was most hauntings, I feel like are so persistent, but like kind of at the same even like that you hear about, The Conjuring is a great example because everything that happened in the movie, up until the point they meet the Warrens, is the story the family tells. This is what was happening in their home. Then the Warrens show up and
I can top. I got it. Paranormal Activity.
You think is the most authentic feeling one, or it goes off the rails at the end?
No, I think. Excuse me. I think it's Paranormal Activity, or The Conjuring goes batshit at the end. Like all of a sudden, flares, or she's trying to kill the kid. The chair's flipping upside down. Blood's coming out of her face.
None of that is from the true story of that family. Like that's
or
the Warrens that they were not. They went. They did a seance, and then they were told to leave and never come back. And so, like that's where that story. But that would be a boring movie, right?
But like, authentic, I'm going Paranormal Activity simply because it is. Things happen without it being crazy.
Overly dramatized until the last 5-10 minutes into the
It's like we think there is a haunting here. Somebody help us, and it's like and then it's like they try to do things to communicate. Like one person's fascinated by it, the other person is like, "No, I'm not. I just don't want it to happen."
Yeah.
And I think you get that, and then like the entity feeding off of the energy, which is part of what I think is the reason why we had so many hairy experiences in that house. And so it shows a lot, and it's very effective and scary without being over dramatized.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then,
interestingly, like I feel like if you wanted to find something really authentic, in like a haunting type, you'd almost have to move away from horror and into dramas.
Yeah.
Where haunting is an element of the
which
story.
I think is where JK is with the Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Yeah.
That's more of a courtroom drama than a horror movie per se.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw The Rite, I thought that's fairly authentic. And I remember everybody I talked to, like, especially in the horror realm, horror fans were like, that was so boring. And I was like, yeah. Like that's probably like much closer to being like, oh, this is what a priest who deals with exorcisms is like.
Yes, JP and I were at a store that sold human skeletons. I'm talking the whole thing. In their original casket.
That feels really disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie.
And yes, they also did sell these skulls of babies there.
That's rude.
JK is saying Maniac is a good choice for a mental illness theme for sure. Now this is one for Anna, Chad. She's a little more into, like, she knows more about crystals and stuff than I do, but I don't know. So when we would play the Ouija board at the house, we would bring certain artifacts or certain things to try and give more energy, and crystals was one of those things. We did try to, my mom and sister were more into that crystal side of stuff. I didn't know any, but they, so we did end up, bringing crystals and stuff around to try, but yeah, I mean, I would say Ouija, because that's where more my experience is with that stuff, but crystals were there sometimes, and we got a ton of activity, as I've talked about.
Yeah. So because I've never played Ouija board, the only perspective I can give you on the Ouija board is like the Catholic stance on the Ouija board, right? Like and it is that it's a wide open door. So think of it that it's just a channel that is wide open to literally anything that wants to talk to you. Right. So if you mean by a good connection, that would be right. But with it comes that willingness to allow literally anything to come through. Crystals, this might be, I want to talk the hard science on them, but it's a little slightly above my pay grade. I will say that the thing with crystals is everything, me, this microphone, everything, right? Like everything that is made of atoms has a vibration, right? Because it's all energy. We're all vibrating.
Yeah.
All crystals, because they're made up of different groupings of atoms, all vibrate at a different frequency. So different crystals can be used to power things up. Different crystals can be used to literally block negative energy. So crystals are probably like a safer way if you know what crystals to use, crystals to use to block negative energies, so that you're only allowing anything that might be positive or good, or say you're trying to speak to a dead relative or whatever. You might want to surround your space or yourself or be in physical contact with something like black tourmaline or jet, any of these crystals that are really good at warding off negative energies and protecting your vibrational field from negative energies, right? So then you could use quartz crystal, like the clear quartz, right, which you think of as crystal balls, would be what you're using to channel. Your black tourmaline would be what you're using to protect yourself. And so something like that would give you a much more pinpointed, specific kind of channeling.
Dang.
Does that make sense? Is that a good?
There you go, Chad.
Is that a good
There you
answer?
Go. It's a damn better answer than anyone else I know could have given.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
Does that help, Chad?
I hope so.
We can totally talk more about that sometime if you want.
Yeah.
You know, but just the two of us, but there you go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, dude.
My quick sum up on that.
So JP, now he has more experience with that. I've never been to a psychic medium.
Dude,
so.
Absolutely. Like if you're really looking for concrete connection to, especially to someone specific, talk to somebody who knows what they're doing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've had an experience with a medium that was very powerful, really, really great. JP has with a different medium.
Yeah.
I know my grandfather did. I know my mom has. Like,
yeah.
The people I trust have had really great experiences speaking with a medium and allowing the medium to channel for you because they know what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like yeah. So
yeah, but I can't. Yeah, I've never had any experience with it. I've always wanted to, whether it's bullshit or not, just because I've seen it so much in horror movies. Like I want to experience that. I also want to get my palm read someday, just because.
Right,
I've seen it in horror movies.
Yeah, I've had tarot readings done, which are really fun. That's fantastic.
I've had those done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had an intuitive reading before from a very good friend, and that was really, really cool too.
Wow.
That's different. That's about your personal energy and stuff. But I did the medium thing on Solwyn a few years ago, and that was some powerful stuff. Yeah.
Oh, Chad's got the palm read.
Cool.
He studied it. Yeah, I've never, I want to go into the old, I want to walk into a shop where I have to walk through the beads to get to this back room that's like a round table.
Madame Zorba.
Yeah, Madame Zorba.
You know what would be another version of that?
What?
That I would love to do is have my palm read in New Orleans.
Yes, in
Jackson Square.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, that'd be rad.
Well, all right, my friends. So like I said, throw those best wishes, good vibes, happy thoughts, send them my way, make me fly like Peter Pan over here with all them good thoughts. Send them my way, folks. Send them my way. I want them for your big buddy Bo here. But we are going to hop off, get something to eat. I will be back next Thursday, as always, unless the power goes off and then I have to reschedule. But next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, as always, it will be another surprise stream. We're going to do something badass.
Oh, next Thursday?
Next Thursday.
We're doing something badass?
Something badass.
It's a surprise even to me. Yes.
Yeah. And I will keep you all up to date on how I'm doing and everything. We'll find out. And
Billy Judd, that's the rumor.
That's the rumor. Yeah. And keep your eyes out for some new content, folks. I got new stuff dropping every day. Every day. Got a big video coming up soon.
That's
big video.
Chad.
I'm hoping, Chad. I'm hoping this coming week, Chad. I'm hoping. I had 3 days stolen from me by the damn doctor's appointments this week.
Yeah.
That really put a damper on everything.
Yeah.
So next week, I should be able to deliver. But all right, my friends, until next time, look horror.
Listen horror.
Talk horror.
Love you guys.
Love y'all.
Night, everybody. And thanks for making it in, JK. I know you weren't sure.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, JK. We love you, brother. We love all of you.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, so much.